New poll out of Reuters Ipsos about gay rights and how Americans feel about that. Now, recently we had the controversy in Indiana and then later in Arkansas, where they were considering, and in Indiana they did pass a bill that said that business owners and private interests can discriminate against others based on their own religious beliefs. Now, most people think that it was directed at gay Americans because their gay marriage was just allowed in Indiana, so they wanted to be able to say, I don't want to serve people who want to get married who are gay. Right? So that's the whole famous thing about I don't want to bake them a cake. Now, the governor of Indiana, Mike Pence, eventually wound up pushing for changing that law a little bit to protect gay Americans a little bit more. But the whole time was saying, oh, well, the good people of Indiana are clearly on my side. I don't know about that. Now, this is a national poll, to be fair, but the numbers are overwhelming. 54% said that it was wrong for businesses to refuse services, while 28% said they should have that right. That's a pretty big difference between 54 and 28. So a clear majority of Americans saying, no, of course, if you're a business, you should serve them and not get to say, oh, my religion says I get to discriminate against you. We've had this fight before. We've seen this movie before. Last time around, it was civil rights for African Americans. Now this time it's the same thing for gay Americans, but American people have also seen this movie. They're already on the right side of this issue. So don't pretend they're not. When hateful governors pretend to speak for the people, right? So now more positive facts about the perception of Americans on gay rights. 52% of Americans support allowing same-sex couples to marry. So we have a majority in this country in favor of it, and only 32% oppose it. So obviously there are some that are unsure, but again, a big disparity now. That's a 20-point difference, clearly in favor of just allow gays to get married and have the same exact rights as straight people do. So country is not just moving incrementally in the right direction, they're moving in big chunks here. Huge progress. And one final number for you guys. 55% want to see all states, even those that do not permit same-sex marriages, recognize such unions from states where same-sex marriage is legal. Meaning that, hey, listen, even if you live in a state where you don't want same-sex marriage, if somebody else is married in a state where it's legal, you've got to recognize it. First of all, it's a decent thing to do, but second of all, that's how our system is set up. Our states are supposed to recognize the laws of the other states, otherwise we can't live together, right? So if your law says that they were legally married, I've got to respect that law in my state. And thankfully, again, a significant majority of Americans agree.